You are wrong in thinking that what you see is what you will get. Your reality is nothing, and I mean nothing, more than previous states of consciousness that have entered the subconscious mind and been pushed out on this screen of space. Your reality, for want of a better term, is nothing more than a lagging mirror. It's showing you where you were up here yesterday, the day before, the week before, whenever the impression was made. And if from this moment forward you change your state of consciousness and commit to that, tomorrow, the day after, a week from now, and so on, will bring you everything that you could possibly want. But I want to remind you right now that your person is begging for you to manifest them. They are sat there screaming internally, wanting you to get this process right so they could give you everything that you want. Now, you're probably sitting there thinking, what the fuck? When I look at reality, I see nothing of the sort. And that may be true. But what I'm referring to is the information space in which we are plucking these outcomes from. If you can perceive something, if you can think something, it exists in the information space, in the ether, whatever term you would like to call everything outside of our observable reality. Now take this little circle here. Let's say this is your reality based on your bubble of consciousness. You can only experience in this circle what your consciousness allows. The information space that you have plucked goes into this bubble and you see it. Kind of like putting one of those little cartridge things in a projector. There's millions of other things you could have put into that projector, but you put in one specific slide and it pushes that out from the projector. That doesn't mean the other slides don't exist. It just means the current projection is whatever you have chosen to put in there. But outside of this bubble is the information space. And in that information space is infinite versions of you being with your person. Infinite versions of them giving you everything. The love, the adoration, the children, the marriage, the dream home, buying you that boob job, getting you that ab job. I don't care what it is. If you can perceive it, it exists in the information space and you need only bring it into you. So while, yes, you may be dealing with a sucky version of your person, that is merely one in infinite versions of them. You need not concern yourself with this version. Even if you, from this moment forward, were to never pay any mind to this person ever again, as in this version of them, that wouldn't stop you from manifesting them. Because this version isn't the version you want anyway. So what you want to do, if you want to manifest the version of them that is begging for you, is to stop feeding energy, awareness, intention toward the version of them that's not doing that, toward this projected slide. And instead put said energy toward the information space to draw in the version of them that is giving you all of that. When I say information space and plucking it, it makes me think, and hopefully I'm not too old for some of the viewers here, the first Scooby-Doo movie, where they've got the bowl of souls, the live action one. I don't know if there was cartoon movies, but the live action movie, and they've got the bowl of souls and they kind of just get ink and they yoink the person and then they let go and it flies off and goes back to the person it pertains to. That is what you are doing. If you are finding value in this video so far, be sure to drop me a like and a comment to push it out on the algorithm to help me help more people. Now, if you do need help, if you feel like you want me looking in on your situation, you want to skip the guesswork, skip all of the doubting and fearing that you're doing it right or potentially wrong, head down to the comment section or the description once you've watched this video, because there are the links to my services where I can and will help you one-on-one. I'll look into your situation, what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong, and help guide you down the right path to ensure that you can succeed just like I have, and just like many of the other people that I've worked with have. But for now, thank you for your time. Let's get back to this video. Through imagination, if you close your eyes, you see, I'm assuming blackness for everybody, but maybe there's some people that have different experiences. You can fill that blackness with anything. And that blackness that you are filling, or what you're filling that blackness with, is things that exist in the information space. So when I say pluck a different reality or version of them, I simply mean utilizing consciousness, whether through affirmations or sigils or scripting or the water in a cup method, whatever process. Instead of saying blackness, which makes it sound like visualization, we'll just say intention. But by utilizing your intention and your awareness and taking your energy away from the version of them that doesn't serve you and placing it on the version of them that does, or that gives you what you want, whatever it is, you are bringing that version of them closer and closer and closer. And you are pushing that version of them further and further and further away. And that, my dear friends, is when you experience the shift. You cannot serve two masters. And this is why many of you do get hot and cold behavior, because you're doing the manifestation work as equally as you're going, well, he's not doing this, she's not doing that, he's doing this, she's doing that. Which means you're feeding your subconscious mind this constant, just up and down. Reality goes up, you put in more work reality gets worse, you put in more work because you're scared about it. Reality gets better, you ease up, but still focus on the things that aren't well. Reality gets worse, you put in the work, and you're chasing consciousness of the desired outcome, instead of sitting in a space of the desired outcome already being what you desire it to be and allowing things to shift. You need not fear the version of them that you do not want stepping back. You don't want that version anyway. You're seeing it, and this is very easily done, but you're seeing it as this is the one version that I need to make change. So when they start to step away, you start thinking, come back. Not how it works. There are infinite versions of them. Just like there's infinite versions of you. But there's infinite versions of them. When the bad one steps back, that makes room for the good one to step in. Sometimes this does seem to happen overnight. It does seem like they just woke up and had an epiphany. Sometimes it might be with them stepping back for a day or two. I cannot say based on your journey. But what I can say with sheer unwavering confidence, and this same message is across pretty much every channel on YouTube regarding this topic, is that when you let the version of them that is not serving you step away because you're focused on the one of them that is, you get the one of them that is. I just did a video on how I manifested 3 people in under 24 hours, and that was simply by just focusing on the version of them that I wanted to experience and leaving it at that. I didn't stop and go, oh, they probably won't message me because they don't want to step over boundaries. Or they probably won't message me because they no longer want coaching. I literally just, that email come through, that message come through, yada, 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 and it came through. Because I could perceive the idea of this person paying for my service. I could perceive the idea of receiving the messages from the other 2 people, which means it existed in the information space. And all I needed to do was bring it in. The bridge of incidences obviously will vary depending on the subject, on the topic, on what needs to be moved. But nonetheless, when you let the shitty version of them be the shitty version and step away to make way for your Prince Charming or Princess Charming. Is there a princess version of Prince Charming? I actually don't know. But anyway, when you step away and let that version come in, that's when you experience them. When you have trust to know that if I can perceive it, I can have it, and there's versions of them out there that are begging for me, that's when you can have it. So what I urge you to do from this moment forward is to stop caring what the version of them that isn't right is doing. Let them play their stupid little games. Let them do whatever they do. Go inward and go, because my man or because my woman is doing exactly what I want them to do. And commit to that. You may not see results immediately, but commit to it and results will come. The second you start changing consciousness and commit to it, the results are instant on the ether and it's being woven and yada, yada, yada to then be experienced in physical reality. I really hope this video has helped. If it has, drop me a like and a comment to let me know. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and be sure to click that bell icon. And if you need one-to-one help, you want an expert at this looking at what you're doing and improving your process, whether that's the limiting beliefs, your routine, self-regulation, or anything else, head down to below because there's the links to my website and we can work together. But only sign up if you are serious. I'm only available to help those who are willing to help themselves. If you're not serious, save us both the time. But for now, thank you for being here and I'll catch you in the next one.